Alright guys, I'm back. It is about 9 o'clock Saturday night. Not sure what time I started today, but I'm thinking around 3 o'clock or so. So, about 6 hours. Not too bad. And what you see before you is Celebration beer. Oh, that's going to be tasty. Yes, yes indeed. Alright, so this video is an update on Tessie. For those of you who are subscribers, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy what you see. This channel is almost 100% content, not me drinking a beer. Most of my content is all on Tessie 56 Chevy station wagon that I'm building. I'm making some pretty good progress on it here over last year and the first part of this year. I hope to be driving it this year. Won't be done, but it'll be drivable. So today's project, this weekend's project, was to get the whole entire floor and other interior items sprayed with Raptor bedliner. For those of you who have never used Raptor bedliner, I highly recommend it. It's very easy to use, it's pretty inexpensive, it's very durable, and it makes for a fantastic finish, and it hides a lot of stuff that you necessarily wouldn't have to make perfect. So let's take a look. I had a guess. If you watched my previous video to this one, I had guessed between, I think I had said between 8, either between 8 and 10 or 10 and 12 bottles. It's a lot of surface area, and I put 2 coats on. Some areas got 3 coats depending on what I thought it looked like. So it took 9 bottles. I got up under the firewall a little bit, nothing terrible. I don't plan on putting carpet in this car right away. So this was my 2 birds 1 stone kind of thing, where it's a sound deadener, it's a protectant, and I don't think it'll really help with heat, but the underside of the floor is done with this the exact same way. So it's layered, so it should be like for rattles and stuff like that. I would think it would be somewhat sound deadening. We went into the sill here just a little bit. That's where my wiring will end up laying to some extent. I put bolts in everything that was threaded because this stuff is, once it's cured, you're screwed. Like it's not coming out without a tap. I don't know if the lighting is great here. I could plug my other light back in here, I guess. I didn't want to blind you, so of course I unplugged it. And word to the wise, this stuff gets everywhere. So I completely bagged the car because I thought, well, I'm only doing the floor, but I wasn't. You know, I sprayed this board, which goes in the back there, I'll show you, and I sprayed this, which is for something else. But you know, you're spraying all over the place, and there's overspray all over the roof. And that's my final 2K up there, so I'd have been a little bit pissed if I had to sand that stuff off. So it gets everywhere. My 4-wheeler's got some on it, which I don't care. The floor is covered in it. But you're going to have that with any of the bedliner sprays. It's a 2K urethane product. It's made by U-Pole. You can buy it on eBay, you can get it from paint suppliers, etc. It's about $100, 100 to 115 a kit. Stuff is awesome. You know, it was just perfect for this application because, one, I'm not going to buy carpet right away, so this is a somewhat protected and it still looks clean. I wanted to cover my interior wheel wells. Now, yes, you can get carpet kits and all that stuff for them and fancy it all up. I'm not going to do that, at least not at this point, because funds are limited, and it was easier to spend a few $100s on Raptor and do the whole inside rather than do carpet and then still have to do something with the uncarpeted areas. This is just going to get a rubber mat back here on the floor, and then I'll make some covers for the shock tower things, shock mounts, whatever you call it. Spare tire well, I recoated. That had been done once before. It is not pretty. It was caved in pretty good, and there's a patch in it. I don't care. It's fine. It'll hold a spare tire. That's all it has to do. I did the sill here as well in the back, which you won't see that once the gate is on. So what? I'm actually going to end up painting this. I think I'll painting this in here black when I do the lower jamb. It'll just be easier. Not a big deal. Black is black on something like this. So I had mapped it out pretty well to get to the hard reach areas, like down in there. I got those all first, like through the window opening, and got those all sprayed and stuff. My hard to reach areas, but I mean the wheel tub's cleaned up really nice, and it hides where you section stuff in. And I didn't body work stuff inside here. I just seam sealed it, and it's fine. I'll throw a set of rubber floor mats in it. I'll plug those holes with something. You probably can't even see that. There's another hole there. Would have been for the original engine mount / tranny mount that would go off the bell housing. I eliminated those brackets and I put in a cross member from CPP. So I just have to plug those holes. Not a big deal. But it turned out really fantastic. I'm really happy with it. I said it took more product than what I was anticipating, but I had the product here, so I wasn't going to panic. So it took nine bottles. I probably could have done it in 6, which would have still been 2 cases. It's 4 in a case, so I happen to have an extra couple bottles here. So I had 2 cases plus a couple spare bottles, and that worked out just fine. So I'm super happy with the progress this weekend, and it's not even super late, so I got time to have some beers. I did the tailgate reel, like the retractor brackets, I guess you'd call them. I just punched them through cardboard locks so they float. Those go on the inside of the quarters and actually hold the retractor reel for the tailgate cables. You see that? Not that light's maybe too bright. But I had all kinds of lights set up because this black, it sucks the light right out of the thing, you know, and it's hard to see because it's foggy and shit in here and whatever. But I'm really, really, really happy. Had a little bit of a incident there. We won't talk about that. But everything looks good enough for me. But I'm not building this car to flip it or for it to be perfect. I'm building it for me and my family and my kids, knowing damn well that my kids will probably beat the hell out of this car someday, and it may not even survive that long. Who knows? My oldest is 8, so it might be done by the time he's driving. But now we can move on. This is all fun stuff to me. I really enjoy this kind of stuff. So with the Raptor, I even put the stuff outside, so it was at like 40 degrees to slow it down a little bit. And this stuff lights, man. It you know it, because it'll immediately start spraying really chunky monkey when the gun is starting to get plugged up, and you can kind of see, maybe you can see it on. It kind of looks like shit over here, but it'll wear itself down. The gun got some chunks in it, and then yeah, you can't even really see it, but there was an area right here in the front toe board or floorboard that the chunks kind of stood up a little bit more, and that's fine. But I had to then back flush the gun several times, and that's what my mess was on the floor there. I did from all the back flushing. So I mean, you can see it has a really nice, almost vinyl appearance. I've used this on a lot of stuff. I've probably sprayed 50 cases of this stuff. I use it on the bottom of the trucks for rust jobs. I've sprayed it inside a military coot UTV type deal, and it's gone inside of hot rods, it's gone inside of truck cabs, it's gone, you name it, I've used it for it, and it works pretty well. It's a really good product. But you see that finish that it has is real pebbly. But the nice thing is this doesn't have, you know, like a Line-X is real rubbery, and you can't hardly clean it, and it gets kind of gray brown chalky looking. This stays very black, and this is like soap and water and a sponge cleanup, because I'm sure that this is all going to get full of dust in here. I'm going to try and cover it, but it's still going to get dirty. But the nice thing is, like I said, it's like damp sponge cleanup, because it won't like pull at the fibers of a cloth or a sponge. It just has a nice pebbly appearance, and it's almost rubber-like, but not quite. But it is a 2K product, so I'm not sure. Like, I could test an area here. Yeah, I mean, this is not even that. I think about a half an hour old, maybe 40 minutes, but turned out really nice. You know, there's some patchwork down there, and you can kind of see that line where it was, but you're never going to have a light in here like that ever again, and I don't care. Yeah, it had lower wheelhouse patches done, so what? You know, had a whole floor put in it, but I still wanted to spray it because it just looks nice. It just finishes the car. Ideally, I would do this before final paint, but I want to get my dash painted next, the black upper and lower and the upper cowl, and then I can start putting the dash together and get wiring done, and then I can make this thing run, stop, move, etc. And I can do the outside body work and panel fitment and stuff later. So it's probably a really boring video, but I wanted to shoot an action video of doing this, but it just, I have a previous video that I sprayed the bottom of the car, so if you want to see it, just keep looking on YouTube for Raptor, and there's all kinds of videos on it. But I just wanted to bring you a final results video for those of you who are following along. And I do appreciate all the new subscribers here recently within the last month. I think I've gained, you know, quite a few subscribers, so here's some material for you guys. One other note too, this vehicle is going to be satin black with that Synergy green custom mix, and this vehicle, I'm going to do some green accents inside the car. There's actually a molding that screws on between the vertical and the horizontal of the wheel well, and they're just metal, painted metal. I'm going to do those in green and screw them on. They're supposed to hold carpet down, but I'm not putting carpet back here. So there'll just be some neat green accents inside the car here and there to kind of tie it all together. I'm kind of weird about color coordination. Like, I like to have things somewhat matchy-matchy. So yeah, so that's my progress for my Saturday. And I squeezed a birthday party in for my godson too. So very productive day. Last night I did all the prep work. DA'd the whole floor with 180 and scuff pad, and then vacuumed and blew out, and vacuumed and blew out, and you know, got it as clean as I could. You know, it is what it is at this point. I don't feel like I skimped any corners where it'll peel. I don't know. It's a good guinea pig. It's my car, you know. So, but like I said, 180'd everything, and then cleaned everything with wax and grease remover, and blew it all out, and then started spraying, and it looks fantastic. I couldn't be happier. I taped up in the window wells here a little bit because the rubber for the window sits on the back side of this channel. I didn't want this texture in there to hinder that sealing property of that rubber. I probably wouldn't have, but I just did anyways. So there. I'm gonna go back to my beer and the radio and go from there. But you can see this really finished off nice. Alright, I want to talk about the next video. I'm going to try doing another video set. Rick over at Old Time Garage, look him up. He's got one of the best channels on YouTube. He does real life hot rods, real life shop, real life timelines. He's from Chilliwack, Canada. So you look him up, Old Time Garage. But he does a video series he just started called Remember When. Just talking about when he was a kid and when he was a younger guy and what life was like without electronics and what a Sunday family day meant and things like that, and memories of him and his youth, and made me think of a lot of fun things in my youth that not only made me who I am now, but also things that got me into the hobby and got me passionate about vehicles and restorations and old cars and muscle cars, and just appreciate history that goes behind them. And I'm gonna, when I get some time and I get a little bit caught up, I'm gonna start doing them on my own. He invited other YouTubers to start doing their own. At least that's the way I interpreted it, Rick. So he'll probably never see my video anyways, but I'm gonna start doing those. And the first one's gonna be a good one. I'm working up some material on that, and I'm gonna try and do somewhat of a script on it and bring you that. So it'll be fun, because I think for all of us that are into vehicles, into cars, into restoration, and just enjoying the hobby, I think for all of us there is one vehicle or one moment or one period of time in our lives that was a transition, the aha moment for us, where we decided that this is what my life is going to include, and it's going to be old cars or old motorcycles or old boats or old snowmobiles or whatever. But there's some pretty pivotal moments in my life where vehicles are more than just transportation for me, and they always have been, they always will be, and I hope that for my boys as well. So, all right, rambling, we're at like 20 minutes. Okay, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Give me those thumbs up. Give me some comments. I like replying to you guys. You know, there's usually not too many that I'm overwhelmed with replies, so I try to reply to everybody. And I want to grow the channel a little bit this year. That's kind of my goal. I'd like to hit 500 subscribers this year, and I think that'd be pretty awesome. So I need to get some better content and get some more stuff. You know, maybe a better camera, etc. So, all right, blah 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 blah. Okay, gotta go. See you guys. Hope you enjoyed your weekend.